If I was Italian, this would be a real inconspicuous way of telling you to get lost. Or better yet, fuck off. No, I actually need a shave. That's why I was like, oh yeah, boy, do I ever need a shave. Yeah. Time for Dave to shave. Hey, how you guys doing? So today we're talking about Solo. This is probably not going to be a long video. I just wanted to sort of touch on it because the movie does come out in a couple of weeks. And Han Solo is my favorite Star Wars character. And I know that there are a lot of people probably wondering why I haven't really talked about it. I mean, I haven't really talked about any of the trailers. I haven't talked about the TV spots. I haven't talked about the promos or the featurettes or, you know, the behind the scenes. And in case you're wondering what this mark is here, or what that is, it's not a weird looking failed tattoo. It's I had blood work done the other day, so you know you know the thing, and it just was on too long and it got stuck, and now it's like, what the fuck, and I can't seem to get it off. And anyway, it'll come off. So in case you're wondering, but anyway, yeah. So Solo. What are my thoughts? Well, I mean, I have watched all of the trailers, all the promos, all the featurettes, all the behind the scenes, and I'm excited about it to a degree. I'm not excited about it, but I'm not over the moon about it. I would say that I was probably more excited for The Last Jedi than I am for Solo. But I will say this. I think maybe one of the reasons why I haven't really done a lot of videos on it is because of the bad aftertaste I have in my mouth from The Last Jedi. Even though they're not connected in terms of continuity or, you know, chronologically. It's not like it's a sequel to that film or it's, you know, really, you know, close to that movie or anything like that. It's just kind of like Star Wars, right? And it's like, I'm really disappointed in what they did with that movie. So, my thoughts on Solo are this. I don't think we need the movie. I think it's completely pointless, really, in the much larger, bigger picture. I understand from a business perspective why they're doing it. Han Solo is arguably one of the most, if not the most beloved Star Wars character, certainly one of the most. And I get it. There's a lot of money around that character, the potentiality of doing a movie around that character. But at the end of the day, we don't need it. We don't need a Solo movie. We don't need an Obi-Wan movie. We don't need it. Just because you want it doesn't mean you need it. Okay? We don't need a Yoda movie. We don't need a Darth Vader standalone movie. We don't need those fucking things. Use your fucking imagination and let all those details just, you know, manifest in your own mind. You don't need it to be laid out to you on a silver platter. Having said that, this is my thought behind it. If you are going to do it, for example, a Solo movie, if you are going to do it, and of course they're going to do it regardless of what you and I think, they do have the right people involved. Now, we know that Lawrence Kasdan, who co-wrote the screenplay to The Empire Strikes Back along with Lee Brackett. No, not that Lee Brackett from Halloween, although that would be funny, wouldn't it? That's right, he wrote The Empire Strikes Back with the sheriff from Haddonfield. But anyway, he knows how to write the character of Han Solo. And The Empire Strikes Back is arguably the best Star Wars movie of them all. And he had a hand in helping write The Force Awakens with JJ. And I know a lot of you may not like it, but I liked it. It felt like a Star Wars movie. It looked like a Star Wars movie. It was modern, right? 21st century sort of Star Wars. But it did what it needed to do, in my opinion, to get us back on board. It's The Last Jedi that failed miserably. But anyway, so that being said, yeah, okay, you have a writer who's passionate about this script and about this character. And he has said on a number of occasions, I've put my heart and soul into this script. And he wrote it with his son. And it's like a heist film. And there's no doubt that when I hear that and I go, okay, so the probability goes up now that this is probably going to be a really fun Star Wars film. If this is written by the same guy who also wrote The Empire Strikes Back, mind you, it was based on a story by George, but still, I think you know what I'm talking about, right? He adapted that story into the screenplay of what we see on screen. This is a guy who understands the Star Wars universe. This is a guy who understands the Han Solo character and what made Han, okay? Now, I know that the character was created by George, but arguably The Empire Strikes Back is when we really get to see the the side of Han Solo that we come to know as Han Solo. That doesn't mean he doesn't have those few moments in A New Hope where he's, you know, he's got that little bit of Han there, but it's Empire where, you know, where it really comes out. So that gets me excited. I go, okay, well, that gets me excited. And then I'm really curious to see how, what's his name? Alden Ehrenreich? Am I saying that right? Is that the actor's name playing Han? Anyway, I'm very curious to see his portrayal as Han Solo because as I've mentioned in the past, what I don't want is him to go in doing an impression of Harrison Ford doing Han Solo. That you cannot do that. It's the same thing that I've said about somebody, taking, the passing of the glove to do a new Freddy Krueger. There are a lot of you guys out there who think that no one else could ever portray him better than Robert Englund. I disagree. Okay? I think there are a plethora of talented, amazing actors out there that could do justice to Freddy Krueger, 100%. And you know who would agree with me? Robert Englund. Robert Englund would absolutely agree with me. If you were to ask him, do you think there is somebody else out there, whoever that is, somebody else out there who could bring justice to the character that you made famous? He'd sit back and go, oh yeah, of course, 100%. But you don't go in doing a Robert Englund impression. You would go in bringing the essence of the Freddy Krueger character there. And that's what I'm looking for. And from the trailers, I see, yeah, like I buy this. Like I look at this and I go, could this be Han Solo, 10 years before A New Hope? Yeah, okay, sure. From what I'm seeing, I'm like, all right, I got to see the movie. But I'm like, yeah, I could buy this. I could buy this. Like, there's nothing that I'm looking at going, oh my God, like, what the fuck was that? No, what he's got that swagger, he's got that sarcasm, he's got that little grin, that little wink and a smile. It's there, right? It's there. It's not Harrison Ford, but it's there. He's bringing, at least from what I've seen in a few of the shots in the trailers and the featurettes, it's there. That essence is there, but we have to see the movie to see how it plays out and any sort of, continuity, right? And any sort of momentum in one big long sequence. We have to see. At the end of the movie, we might be like, nah, kind of there. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? But so far, I'm like, yeah, I kind of buy that. It's the same thing of what Donald Glover is doing with Lando. I look at that and I go, it's not, Billy D. Williams, but I look at that and I go, yeah, could I buy that this is Lando, 15 years before Empire? Could I buy it? I look at that and I go, yeah, I could totally buy that is Han Solo and Lando sitting at that table. From what I've seen, from the little, I've seen, I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. All right, I buy it. Okay, cool. Like it's good enough. They've captured the essence enough that I go, okay, if this is what it's like through the whole movie, there's a good chance that I could get lost in the narrative now and enjoy the show. Do you know what I mean? Rather than being like, fuck, every time he's on screen, it takes me out of it. Or every time, Donald Glover's, on screen as Lando, I'm like, oh my God, I don't see that yet, So that in and of itself gets me sort of excited to see this incarnation of these characters. Doesn't mean the movie's going to be good, but the probability is high that I think this is going to be probably the best Star Wars movie we've had, in my opinion, since The Force Awakens. I think it's going to be better than The Last Jedi, and I think it's going to be better than Rogue One. I do. I wasn't a big fan of Rogue One. I know a lot of you guys liked it. I wasn't a big fan. I thought it was okay. I thought The Last Jedi was not very good. And I thought The Force Awakens was the step that needed to be taken. It was fun. It was like, yeah, I really enjoyed myself. I really enjoyed this. And I think when you got Lawrence Kasdan writing, bringing everything he's got, because apparently this is his last Star Wars film. This is the last one he's going to be doing. So he wants to go out with a bang. Now, famous last words, right? I'm sure if money talked and if the movie was huge and they wanted him to come back, maybe even direct, a solo film, who knows? He does have directing experience. Maybe he would. I don't know. But The narrative right now is this is his last go-around in the Star Wars universe, so he wanted to go out with a bang, and what a better way to do that than to write the Han Solo movie. Now, we know that Alden Ehrenreich, again, I think that's his name, I'm sorry if I'm butchering it, we know that he has actually signed on to do 3 movies. He actually has a 3-movie contract, so there's no doubt that Disney is hoping that Solo is huge and a box office and critical success, because they probably want to do a trilogy with this Han Solo character. And could they? Yeah, they could, because the trilogy, the 3 stories that they tell, could, you know, potentially happen over the course of maybe 3 to 5 years, and maybe leading into sort of Rogue One or A New Hope. I think that's the plan, and I think whether or not Lawrence Kasdan will be a part of those future movies, if they decide to do them, is up in the air. But there's no doubt that, in my opinion, you know, the potentiality of this movie being, you know, maybe pretty damn good goes up, because, you know, you have the guy who not only helped to write The Empire Strikes Back, as I just said a few moments ago, arguably the best Star Wars movie of all time, you have the guy that pretty much gave Han Solo his personality, who created the Han Solo character for all intents and purposes. I mean, we know that George Lucas did create him, yes, but Lawrence Kasdan is pretty much responsible for flushing that character out and giving him more of a 3-dimensional sort of personality. He's the one that wrote this movie. So there's the potential there that this could be a real fun sort of Han Solo film, but we shall see. So I think that the probability that this is going to be a good Star Wars movie that will leave the, you know, the theater going, that was fun. That was good. That was entertaining. It was fun. It was exciting. It was cool to see, you know, all those little things with Han and Lando and Chewie. I had a good time. It's not going to cure cancer. It's not going to change the face of cinema, but I do believe you're going to walk away from the theater. I believe that the probability is high that you will walk away from the theater going, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. And that's why I'm going to go see it. It comes out the day after my birthday. My birthday is May 24th. The movie is released on the 25th of May. So yeah, I'm going to go. That's why I'm going to go see it. Not really because of anything I've seen in the trailers or in the promos or in the TV spots or in the featurette, because what I've seen looks all right, but there's nothing proprietary about what I've seen. It looks like what you would expect from a Star Wars movie. Exciting, great, you know, visual effects, great characters, aliens, ships, you know, blasters. I mean, there's nothing, okay, cool. Why I'm going is oh, okay, Lawrence Kasdan is writing this, right? Ron Howard took over and directed this, you know, so I'm like, oh, this could be actually quite good. Like, this could be a lot of fun. That's what's getting my ass in the seat. We'll see what happens, all right? We'll see what happens. Anyways, folks, my name's Dave McRae. Comment below and let me know your thoughts on the Solo Star Wars movie. Are you going to go see it? Are you not going to go see it? Are you, I'm done with Disney. I'm done. I'm just so done with Disney. Or are you... Or are you one of those people that is like, yeah, you know, Han Solo is my favorite character. Lawrence Kasdan is writing. Ron Howard took over and directed pretty much, you know, a whole other movie again. Like, he took over and, you know, they pretty much reshot probably about 80 to 90% of that film. You know, you got Ron Howard, Lawrence Kasdan, you got some talented cast. It's like, you know, this looks kind of, yeah, I'm going to go check this out. Like, this could be good. Comment below and let me know. I'd love to know. If you want to follow me on Facebook, you can at facebook.com/manythingsdavemcrae. McRae is MCRAE. Facebook.com/manythingsdavemcrae. That's where you can follow me in the meantime and in between time when I'm not posting here. That's where I tend to post. The link is in the description along with several other links as well. So yeah, comment below and let me know. I want to know, are you excited for Solo, a Star Wars story? Or are you just like, nah, dude, I don't want this shit, man. I don't want this. Like, leave it alone. I don't want to know all this. I don't want to know. I don't know. Again, the only thing that's really going to get my ass in the seat is the potentiality of the people who are involved. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess if you're going to do it, those are the people you want involved, right? It's like if you're going to do a sequel to Blade Runner, Villeneuve was the guy you want involved. Like, you don't just hand that kind of shit off to anybody, right? Like, that's sort of how I feel about it. It doesn't mean the movie's going to be good, but it's kind of like, okay, well, there's the potentiality that this might be good, right? So, I don't know. We'll see. I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.